Ready.
All right. Welcome, everybody. And thank you. Thank you for being here. If you're not watching it live, we are recording. So I hope everybody is as excited as I am to talk on such an important topic. And this is limiting beliefs. And why did I decide on limiting beliefs? Right? What's on the other side of limiting beliefs? And this is really where I want to focus on. I have noticed in my own personal struggle with my own personal limiting beliefs that there are three key concepts of identifying these limiting beliefs and being able to surpass them. So let's get started, okay? Concept number one, or my first concept. What are limiting beliefs? Limiting beliefs are just like they sound, beliefs that limit what you believe can happen in your own life, or things that do not allow you to move forward because there's always that struggle that you feel like, you know what, it could be a variety of reasons actually, but for me it was always my head. I was always too much in my own head, and there could be different ways of limiting beliefs showing up. So I want to give you a couple of examples, but the very first one, and I think this is the most clear, is imagining a peephole in a door. Okay, you know when you put your eye in a peephole and you are looking through this hole, and this is how you're seeing the world. Okay, this happens to a lot of people 24/7. So imagine how much you can miss out on. Limiting beliefs act like that peephole. They limit the belief that you keep seeing what is possible for yourself or sometimes even for other people. So maybe you find a dream job and think, I am not capable or qualified enough for it. So you don't even apply. Maybe you have let society trick you into thinking that you're not good with numbers, so you do not even manage your finances or anything that has to do with money. Maybe you have been hurt in a past relationship, so rather than try again, you say to yourself, that's just not for me. I am unworthy and love. I'm not going to have any. So I'm going to pass that out. Limiting beliefs can also keep you from taking action of being the most authentic and powerful self. Limiting beliefs can lead you into what I call change blindness. Change blindness keeps you from what is inconsistent in your current reality. So, in other words, our limiting beliefs. You only see what you are prepared to see, nothing more, nothing less. So, that's the first concept. What is it? The second concept is, where do these limiting beliefs come from? In a short answer, from different things that happen in life. Many limiting beliefs develop in childhood. So when you haven't always had the chance to process what you've been through, this is what happens, and sometimes it could be a traumatic experience. So the feeling from that moment in a stuck can remain stuck in your psyche. Like what I was mentioning before, this is what happened to me so many times. I would have these memories of how I would deal with different situations in my own life, and I would never really see the other side of it. So if we do not address what happens to us in our childhood, you might find yourself in your 50s, like me in my 30s, 60s, still not dealing with them and letting what happened to you when you were a child dictate the rest of the choices, significant choices that you need to make in your life, right? So the family system is actually a second, and this comes really hand in hand with our own family, um, like how we grew up, right? Not everybody's been raised the same. So this is also a way that you see how you're gonna build relationships, or how you're gonna, they kind of say, oh, you act like your mother, or you act like your grandmother, or you, because this is all you know. So you kind of start doing exactly what all these other people before you did. These are also limiting beliefs. They can also come from experiences, so things that you personally have lived, or just random interactions. So I'm going to give you some examples. If you had a partner that cheated or betrayed your trust, maybe you will start to think you can't trust in a new relationship because you will get hurt. Or maybe you struggled in school growing up and now you feel like you're not smart or worthy of success. In my case, I became a mother very young and a wife. And I didn't really have a clear understanding because I did not have a career from before. So when I started to work, I felt unqualified and unworthy, like inexperienced. I didn't know what I was doing. So that kind of limited myself a little bit. So now that we know the what and the why, I want to get into the third and final concept. And that is actually how to overcome your limiting beliefs. It is a lot easier than you think, okay? I think the harder part is getting started, being able to identify them, and then being able to work through them. And then finally, this is going to be like the overcoming part. And this is where you want to have a clear idea of what your limiting beliefs are. So I have personally learned a 5-step system, and this is what I'm going to share with you guys today. I did write it down because I did not want to forget anything. It is very basic, but this is what's helped me personally, and I really do wish it can help you in any way, at least to recognize them and then being able to let them go. So step 1, you're going to pick a topic you want to clear limiting beliefs around. An example, I want to clear limiting beliefs around money or love or whatever the case may be. The second step, you're going to write down a list of limiting beliefs you have around this topic. Example, I don't have enough or I don't deserve. Whatever the thought that comes to your mind, you're going to write it down and then you're going to be very clear on what that thought is because you've already written it down and then you're going to reread it to yourself. Step 3 is to thank these beliefs for how they have protected you. Example, thank you for keeping me on budget. A lot of the times I would go to the store and I wanted to buy everything, but I couldn't afford it. So I would keep a budget. Step number 4 is to forgive yourself and others for all the different beliefs you have developed or they have made you develop. I forgive myself for thinking I was unworthy or unqualified, or I forgive them for thinking that about me. Step 5 is to give yourself permission to honor your limiting beliefs and move past them. So I give myself permission to let go of these negative limiting beliefs and see new possibilities. So these are the steps that have really helped me, and I really, really, really hope that they also help you as much as they have helped me. And that's really like my whole presentation on limiting beliefs. I do hear some people, so I want to know if anybody has any questions. Hello?
They are on mute, so no, I don't think they haven't.
Oh, okay.
They haven't written anything in the chats.
Okay, perfect. So I did want, because I'm very interactive person, I want to know if anybody wants to share any of their own limiting beliefs, kind of with the explanation of what they are and where they come from. If anything's stuck in your mind and you want to just write it down in the chat, I would love to, because this is very important. The moment you recognize anything that's limiting you from being able to get to the other side of where you actually vision yourself or dream that you can make it to, it is the most powerful thing. Anybody? Okay, well, if not, and you're watching this later on, I hope you get the time to do it on your own and be as honest as you can be. And I really do hope to see just the success that I know is inside of you. Okay.
Thank you, Jessica. You're giving us such a great points to take. I did wrote them down because obviously we all have this blockage, and like you said, you're giving us the tools so we could actually understand what to do. So and we don't need a lot of people to it. We just need ourselves to be, like you said, sincere enough to put it down and make that barrier go away. So there's a two-part of this. We're going to go with the second part. Obviously, one of the things that we want to help everybody is that everything that you want to achieve, it can happen. It's just a matter of planning. So we have a promotion, we have a special announcement to do. Why are we doing this? Because we know there's a powerful thing coming in each of us, and there's a source, and actually we have a business to propose everybody that listen to us. So we're going to start. I'm going to share. Let me see, I'm sharing it. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so thank you for coming and listening us. Let's talk about biohack your body. This is a new concept. The people are asking us, what is this biohack? Are we having a computer? Are we having what? And this is what we're talking about, our body. So let me tell you a little bit about it. So this is a company named LifeVantage, which originally we started in 2003. And in 2005, we were already airing ABC prime time. We have a lot of universities that are actually searching, and they're trying, now actually they're even self-funding research. So they're trying to find out more. How can we help our body? In this case, we're helping our genetic. We're a public traded company, and we were actually a traditional business like all the business, but in 2009 we decided to become a direct selling. And what has given us is that going from 10 millions a year, now we're over 200 millions a year. So we have, like we said before, we have institutions, very well-known universities, that they're all doing the studies, and they know that this is the change of the future. We even have some pharmacy labs that are still doing, because everybody knows that whenever you go to the genetic part, that's when you get some help to it. What we're going to talk is about what's the oxidative stress. Basically, everybody's getting old. Everybody has a phone. Everybody does exercise, and we all live in this contaminated air pollution. We all go to the gas stations, and what's going to happen, and we have read an example here. We have an apple. What happened when you cut the apple 10 minutes later? You could see how it's becoming an oxidative around it. So this is what's happening to our body. The difference is that we cannot see as the apple because we're not invisibles. We're not visible, so it's no way of seeing us. But studies have said that all our organs are being affected by the free radicals. Sorry, let me just put a pause here for a second. Okay, let me just do just here for a second. Let me do this. Okay, there we go. So Jessica, you're in charge of this. There we go. Okay, so what we're talking is that our bodies, our organs are going through all the environmental damage that it's doing. And what's causing this, because it's related with over 250 illnesses, is that people are getting more sick. People with diabetes is growing like crazy. We have a lot of organs like kidneys, we have asthmas, we have people who suffers with a lot of chronic diseases. There's a lot of it. So what's happening is that inside of ourselves, we're getting sick, and it's showing every time. After we are over 20 years, our body is going through all these changes and all these effects that is showing up eventually. Some people will not feel it until later in years, but some of them are suffering early. So another theory that they have found out is that our mitochondrial dysfunction, what it's doing, it's actually we're losing all that cellular energy. And that's related to another type of illnesses too. We hear a lot of people now with Parkinson, we hear with fibromyalgia, Alzheimer's, and people with autism and cancer. So all this is affecting. Why? Because inside, whatever we eat that is not properly, with all the contamination that it's around, it's affecting to our genetic part, the cellulars. Why we're looking for a solution? Because we're tired of the conditions that we are. So right now, what we have is like direct antioxidants. What's happening, the ratios is 1:1. When that happens, it's not helping us enough because our body is not doing what it's supposed to be doing. With this activation that we have, the NRF2, what's happening is that we have 1 to 1 million waking up our cells and helping us. So what is this science is doing? It's actually producing three type of enzymes that it's helping to revive our body and getting rid of everything that is affecting, so our organs can actually work in a lot better. And this is not something that we're just saying. There's a lot of this is Washington State University. What it's saying is saying that NRF2 may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and most in the preventing breakthrough of the history of medicine. So what we have in our hands, it's huge. It's huge, and you guys get to hear. So what we have, these are the nutrigenomic products, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it, but I just want to let you know that in 2018, they give us an award because what we're doing is helping a lot of lives. So we have the NRF2 that we talked before, and what helps is because it reduces the oxidative stress at 40% in the first 30 days, and it wakes up and it helps our body to our survival genes, and we have all these institutions that are backing us for what we're saying. Then we have for our cellular level, because remember how I said it's affecting us, so we have something that will boost your mitochondria and it will help your ability to go back to how you were when you were a kid. We have the omegas. What the omegas does, I know there's a lot of omegas, but what we have is science. So we have something that will help our fatty acids. We have vitamin D, because everybody needs vitamin D. We go straight and support the brain, the heart, the skin, our immune system. So what we have is omega-7, and that's something really hard to find out, and it's helping us a lot, especially now. We need our immune system to be very strong, and that's what we're doing right now. Now, we all know that the stomach is the second brain of the body. What happens is that we have these super bacteria that help us. Actually, they're the good bacteria that will come and help our stomach, so that way we get rid of a lot of dysfunction that we have with the leaky gut. And it is associated with a lot of complications in your health. Like we have colon problems, we have joint problems, we have thyroid problems, and more, and all that is related to our stomach. So this is very important. If you're having a lot of problems, this is how you come and help yourself. We have something for the brain, because the brain is your thing, the brain is the power, the brain is to be better. So we have something that is called Axio, and that's actually something that helps for our energy, our mental clarity, and our focus. Something for the skin. We all want to look good, so we have something for the skin. Remember, the skin is the organ that is composed with about 80% of your body, so you need to treat it good and you need to look good, and that's what we have. Something for the weight loss. We know everybody wants to lose weight, especially now with this beautiful weather. This is what we have. Hopefully, if you guys want more information, we could go deep. I just want to browse a little bit of what we have. And then we have something for the hair, because a lot of people are losing the hair, stress, and other components and other chemicals that is affecting. So there's a solution now for it. Something very important, like right now, there's so many businesses out there which has a franchise, and this is what we have. We have a different type of franchise. The difference of what there is right now is that you need a lot of money to get to it. A lot of people, in order to get on this type of franchises, you need about 500,000 and more. Besides that, you need to worry about your rent. You need to worry about the equipment. You need an accountant because you're dealing with a corporation system. Then you need salaries and employees. All this is extra money. And on top of that, you have to pay royalties because you buy that name. So that's every month, and out of your gains, you're paying between 5 and 7%. What we have is the same type of franchise, but this is like incredible, amazing. First of all, the investment is only 1750 Canadian, US is 1250. But everything, it's included. You don't have to worry about anything, because first of all, you get a bunch of products over the amount that you're paying, and that already comes with a 35% of discount. So just by selling that, you're already making 35% more than when you invest. Second, we have a virtual store, same as Amazon. We have a virtual office, so we don't need an accountant because everything is there. We have the Academy of Learning, so we have virtual schools for everybody who doesn't know anything, and for people who already know, we show them the same system without investing in all the amounts that people are doing. And the only thing that you need as a tool is a cell phone, which everybody has it, or a computer, because I love computers. So we have other, we're using social media. Everybody's using social media, but now we're actually going from a physical to a digital business. And that's the other companies that are doing. And what we all have in common is that we all need people, the traditional and the new ones. And this is what we're offering right now. So these are all our products, nutrigenomic products, that anybody can get them. We have different packages, but this is the part that really drives me crazy, which I want to achieve like the highest I can. So basically, because we're a public traded company, this is commissions already paid. And I love what Warren Buffett said. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. You know what? Now we have a way that we could do that without doing all that extra work, and these are the salaries. So we could always explain you a little bit more in details. Something very important with all this business, and this is people who are already making the money. They're saying, I would rather have 1% of the effort of 100 people than 100% of my own work. So that's very smart. We're in a moment, we're not even in a momentum time. We're in a pioneer time. We're the early adopters. What's going to happen? We're going to make a lot of money when this goes to a momentum. So we're in the early stage. Get your hands, get more ideas, ask for more information before it's too late. These are some commissions that we pay for whoever is interested. We could send them more information in details, but I told you already what people are doing depending, as I showed you before. So there are different ways that we do. Our company pays about 7 bonuses that all of them added up for a lot of money. And we like to give it back to the community. Every time we make money, we make sure we pay it back. And these are the organizations that our company gives money and helps them as a way of paying back because of all the money they're doing. At the same time, we have what is called LifeVantage, My Life Venture. We're actually giving away 1 car every time you reach certain levels. But besides that, we're making friendship, we're traveling, we have a lot of personal growth. And what we're teaching people is to have that freedom. So if you want to have that freedom, this is the way to be. Thank you very much. Hope this was very interesting. And if you have any questions, please get back to the person that invited you. Does anybody has any questions? Okay, so Dorothy has a question. What I still have trouble is what others might think of me because I have more than one business. What can I do about this? So that's, I guess, an answer for you, Jessica.
Yes, so I did reply on the chat. I gave her the 5 steps. So with step 1, you have already identified it. So you're already started, okay? Step 2 is where you're gonna write down all your own limiting beliefs around it. So forget what other people are thinking. This is what you are thinking about it yourself. Step 3 is to thank these beliefs from protecting you. Okay, and why do you thank them? Because sometimes we actually make the misconceptions. We think that other people are thinking X, Y, Z, and really they're not even thinking all of that. It's our own misconception of what it is that we are being limited with. Then step 4 is forgiving yourself and others for all the different beliefs developed. If somebody has put something on you, you forgive them too. If it was yourself, you forgive yourself. And finally, step 5 is to give yourself permission to honor your limiting beliefs and move past them. Okay, I hope that answered your question. And I think that's as easiest as it can get. I don't know if you have any other further questions.
But the amazing thing is, Jessica, that she came forward and told us what are her beliefs that is stacking her up. I hope she could follow all those rules and she'll feel a lot better. So I am going to stop the recording.